to substantiate this claim. As far as I know, I've successfully completed my mandate, which was assigned to me by the President, which culminated into creating synergy between people who had taken KTDA to court and suspended the operation of the Tea Act. As a result, the Tea Act now is in operation. The President never mandated me to take over the affairs of the Ministry of Agriculture. He asked me to spearhead tea reforms. I did the tea conference in Kericho, brought all the stakeholders together, and as a result, I created a synergy among all the stakeholders, and we agreed that those people who had gone to court withdraw the cases, and now the Tea Act is operational, and that will see meaningful reforms. As to claims that I have stopped the selling of tea in Mombasa, there is no evidence to that effect, and I want to call upon the Honorable Mutuse to provide that evidence. Again, in matters coffee, I was given a job by the President to initiate the coffee reforms, which I have done successfully. I held the coffee conference in Meru for 3 days in 2023. For the last 2 years, I have been working with stakeholders, including members of Parliament and the Senate, which has culminated into 2 bills, the Coffee Bill 2023 and the Cooperative Bill 2023. These 2 bills, the Coffee Bill 2023 will see the reintroduction of the Coffee Board of Kenya that will market coffee for farmers without putting profit. We have also recommended the reintroduction of the Coffee Research Foundation or the Coffee Research Institute in Roiro to work on better varieties and drought-resistant crops. Through my efforts, again, I've completed my work. The 2 bills are before the National Assembly. I call upon members of the National Assembly immediately after the impeachment process to embark on these 2 bills and see them to fruition so that farmers can enjoy the work we have done in coffee reforms. I have seen another absurd that I have taken control of a local cooperative society in Nyamira constituency where I was a member of Parliament. This is false. I should be told which society by name because I know all the societies. I know all the farmers by name. It's really ridiculous. Again, there is no evidence. There is nothing. It's just trying to spoil my name before the people of Madeira who elected me as their member of Parliament. On the issues of shareholding, I think this matter has been discussed for a long time, and I think it's good tonight I put it in proper perspective. I wish to state that the allegation is equally false. None of my family members, allies, or associates are in control of any cooperative society in Madeira. That one I had done. In shareholding by virtue of the provisions of the 3rd schedule of the Political Parties Act, the constituent parties of Kenya Kwanza Coalition entered into various agreements which were deposited with the Speaker of the National Assembly and the Speaker of the Senate for purposes of Article 108 of the Constitution of Kenya. 16.2, the following were members parties of Kenya Kwanza: UDA, ANC, Ford Kenya, PAR, Farmers Party, Chama cha Kazi, Communist Party, Economic Freedom Party, the Service Party, Tujibebe wa Kenya Party, Umoja na Maendeleo Party of Kenya, and the Democratic Party of Kenya. In accordance with provisions of Clause 3E of Schedule 5 of the Political Parties Act, each of the agreements contained in a power-sharing development agenda for certain regions in Kenya. I attach here copies of the said agreement. I'll give you the Kenya Kwanza agreement so that you know when I talk about shareholding, I'm not talking about Kenyans, I'm talking about this agreement that was signed by President William Ruto and almost everybody else on how power will be shared. I've never talked about sharing resources. I have been talking about power sharing for people to get what they deserve in sharing power in accordance with this agreement. Like, for example, in an agreement between UDA, ANC, and Ford Kenya, the UDA would nominate the president and the deputy presidential candidates, which has happened. I got my share, although I have no share certificate. The president would guarantee the stature, dignity, financial and operational autonomy of those of the deputy president. It's in the agreement. The office of the deputy president will be allowed specific duties identified at Article 21 of the agreement. ANC will be allocated the position of prime cabinet secretary to be established within 14 days. It was given to Musalia. The office of the deputy president, Ford Kenya will be allocated the position of the Speaker of the National Assembly, which was given to Moses Wetangula. In accord with Article 2.1 of the Power Sharing Agreement, ANC and Ford Kenya would have a 30% share of national government positions. So, the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, the Honorable Wetangula, and the people of Western, please don't condemn Rigathi Gachagua. The agreement is here, defining your share in the government. It is not me. I did not sign this document. It was signed by Musalia, Wetangula, and President William Ruto. So when I say about this share thing in terms of positions, I've never talked about resources, about development, although it is also here, is that regions bargained with the president for shares. Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula bargained for 30% of shares within the Kenya Kwanza government, although they were also supposed to give us 70% of the vote, which they did not. Nevertheless, since they gave a certain vote, they are still entitled to some share one way or another. So it is not Rigathi Gachagua who said that a government is like a company. It is the agreement of the Kenya Kwanza, which I will be tabling in the National Assembly. It is not me. It went ahead to say it. He said, ANC and Ford Kenya would have 30% share of national government positions. That is cabinet secretaries, principal secretaries, high commissioners, ambassadors, diplomatic and consular representatives, chairpersons of state corporations, directors of state corporations, chairpersons and commissions of constitutional commissions, provided the 30% share is to be shared equally between the ANC and Ford Kenya. Sasa mimi nikiambia watu wafuate share yao, makosa yangu ni gani? Iko hapa. I did not sign. They went ahead, Musalia Mudavadi and Wetangula, and they must follow these things. Because I will not follow for them, because I was not party to the Western agreement. The agreements were with regions. So when people say I'm dividing regions, I'm simply following the Kenya Kwanza agreement of the way it was debated. They went ahead and said, Article 22 of sharing agreement set out a list of priority projects which Kenya Kwanza would endeavor to fulfill in the ANC and Ford Kenya strongholds of Western Kenya between 2022 to 2027 on a priority basis. Musalia Mudavadi and Wetangula signed a package for Western Kenya. I've never had anybody call them tribalists, but they signed an agreement demanding for Western Kenya. They demanded, and it was agreed it will be done, completion of all incomplete or stored bitumen roads, construction of an extra 1,000 kilometers of bitumen in Western Kenya, revival and modernization of sugar factories in Western Kenya, establishment of new industries identified in Article 22 of the agreement. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Kenya Kwanza agreement on shareholding. What crime has Rigathi Gachagua committed to be impeached by saying what President William Ruto appended his signature to, with Musalia Mudavadi and Wetangula who will preside over my impeachment? What crime has this man committed? The crime of this man is just being truthful, because people do not want these things to be known. That is a problem. People have a problem that I'm a truthful man. The people of Western Kenya has now known today what their leaders signed with President William Ruto. It is upon them to demand their share as per this agreement. I did not sign this agreement. I will read the people who signed. But because I was present and I'm a truthful man, I fight for the people of Western Kenya. Power sharing agreement between Kenya Kwanza and PA of Amason Kingi. I want to give two examples. Yeah? In accord with Article 8 of the agreement, PA would be allocated the position of the Speaker of the Senate. He negotiated for himself. Let's be truthful. You brought this motion. We'll discuss. The people of Kenya must know the truth so that if Rigathi Gachagua is being crucified for being truthful, let the people of Kenya know why he is being crucified. How can Moses Wetangula say I should be impeached because of saying people to get their shares when he is a signatory to a share agreement with the president on what will go to Western Kenya? And then they accuse me of tribalism. They did not say anything should go to Central or Mount Kenya. They talked about Western. When I say something for Mountain, I'm a tribalist. Kingi said, position of Speaker, you are Mepewa. Article 9A of the Power Sharing Agreement, PA would nominate the candidate for appointment of one principal secretary when Kenya Kwanza came to power. Amepewa. For Article 9B, the Power Sharing Agreement, Kenya Kwanza and PA would agree on what share of national government positions, cabinet secretaries, principal secretaries, high commissioners, ambassadors, diplomatic and consular representatives, chairpersons, state corporations, etc., etc. Power sharing agreement, that is a word, so that nobody should ever again in this country ever accuse me of talking of shares. It is not me. It is my boss, President William Ruto, who appended his signature with other leaders that Kenya is like a company of shares. It is not me. And he signed the agreements. Sharing Kenya is here, it's being shared. True of us? True of us. They have shared the Speaker, they have shared the Senate, they have shared Deputy President, they have shared the President. That's what I've been saying. And then I'm being told that I'm dividing the country along ethnic lines. I did not append this signature. I'm just being truthful. That is my crime. People want these things to be hidden so that they pretend to be nationalistic and say Rigathi Gachagua is tribal. But the people who append these signatures are the ones who should explain why they were signing things for their regions only. Yet they say they are national leaders. Power sharing agreement between the Kenya Kwanza coalition on one part and the Communist Party, nini. So, Service Party, at least I saw Chama cha Kazi. They say the party leader should get something. Moses Kuria was given something. The Service Party of Mwangi Kujuri got nothing. You know? So, unajua sasa, ile shida iko Kenya hii ni ukora. And people not being truthful. The agreements are here. Like in a Communist Party, they have been making noise. They signed an agreement, they have not seen anybody. Yeah? So, my speeches on the shareholder issue are informed by their aforesaid power sharing covenants, which are founded on law and lessons learned from the well-known disputed 202 NAC power sharing agreement. Further power sharing agreements are a feature of government formation in all democracies in the world that provide the formation of coalitions. My pronouncements on the issue, properly understood, are not only anchored in law, but entirely harmless and incapable of being construed as a basis for ethnic animosity, a danger to national cohesion, or a threat to national unity. On the contrary, Coalition building has been one of the most important innovations since the disputed 2007 elections in ensuring stability, equitable sharing of political power, national cohesion, and fostering of national unity. Indeed, Kenya Kwanza's main opponent in the 2022 general election, Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya Coalition Party, was a political party consisting of 25 or so political parties who also executed a power-sharing agreement as required by Schedule 3 of political parties. However, notwithstanding of the said power-sharing agreements, upon election as the Deputy President of Kenya, I went out of my way, as required by the Constitution of Kenya, to serve all Kenyans regardless of their political preferences during the election or ethnic origin. I'll produce videos on all those things. Again, my decision to embrace the broad-based government following the decision of the cabinet after the Gen Z protest is that I support coalition building. And even when the Honorable Right Odinga came, he got some shares. True or false? I mean, surely, why is Rigathi Gachagua being vilified by just being truthful? You know, it's good to be truthful. I have heard that my saying we observe this agreement is a threat to national unity. I have never been caught by the National Cohesion and Integration Committee to tell me that I have said something that can create ethnic disharmony. On the issues of one man, one vote, one shilling, I am told again that it can create tribal hatred. How? The one man, one vote, one shilling is not a formula for Mount Kenya region. Far from it. The one man, one vote, one shilling talks about equity. The gist of that formula is that all Kenyans should be treated equally. If we are giving bursary to the children of Kenya, let us agree how many children we have. If there are 30 million and we have 100 million, we divide equally and distribute to every constituency to those children. If a hospital takes care of 1,000 patients, we decide based on population what is the size of the hospital to be constructed in Roiro, where there are 800,000 people. If one borehole serves 500 people, do you construct one borehole in an area where there are 10,000 people? You need to construct more boreholes. That's all. And these populations are everywhere in Western Kenya, in Kisii, in Rift Valley. The high numbers are not just in Mount Kenya region. This is a formula, in my view, that is good for everybody. Again, it is not a law because I pronounce myself. It's just an opinion. And in our democracy, I think it's only fair to allow people to have freedom of speech and to be entitled to an opinion. There are those who talk one man, one vote, 1 kilometer, and it is their right. And we should also listen to them and consider. And all those opinions can be harnessed and people can agree which is the best formula to take care of the people of Kenya. That is all I said. I wanted to read to the people, of course, the projects that were negotiated, but I don't seem to have that page. I produce it tomorrow in Parliament. So that when they hear I am fighting, I am also fighting for them. Mine, for the Mount Kenya and President William, we never wrote anything, because I'm a very trusting man. So is my people, as we did word of mouth. So once in a while, we may argue kidogo because there is nothing written. So sometimes it's when people say I'm blackmailing the president, but I'm simply asking, my boss, we agreed the following, can we please do it? We agreed this on that, can we do it? We agreed that the people of Mount Kenya who had been given jobs by Uhuru will not be removed without being replaced. We don't seem to be honoring that. Can we honor it? We agreed where we needed to replace somebody who has not performed. We exchanged 1 for 1. Can we do it? We agreed that we need to give Mau Mau roads priority. Can we please do it? Because that is what we agreed. It's simply people being honest with each other and living true to a gentleman's agreement. That is what it is about. So I wanted to explain to the people of Kenya, I am not against any region of Kenya. I am just a crusader for honesty and for fulfilling written and unwritten agreements. That is who I am. I say, if we agree on something, please, let's do it. If we agreed we shall do ABCD before we are elected, let's do it. If we agreed we shall not brutally evict innocent people, please, let's not do it. If we agreed that we shall create a good business environment for people to do business, please, let's not do it. If we agreed there shall be no abductions and extrajudicial killings, please, let's be true to the people of Kenya. That is all. So I want to thank every one of you. And because I've been in Parliament, I don't think it is necessary to have questions. I've been very, very clear on no issues, why I called this a press briefing. I've said I'll be in Parliament tomorrow. I've asked my team to try to give you all the materials so that you can also go and digest. But I think I've prosecuted my case before my employers, the people of Kenya. And I trust, because the members of Parliament are also listening, they'll be fair, they'll be just, and they'll be true to their conscience and do the right thing, and not hang an innocent man without evidence. I wouldn't mind being crucified if there was evidence, but there's nothing, zero. I've explained myself to the fullest. And I think you and the people of Kenya have heard me. Let me thank all of you for giving me this time, and I appreciate the media for your role to inform the people of Kenya, to educate them, to entertain them, and keep them abreast with what is going on. I want to thank you for your coverage of the short public participation on this impeachment motion, because you exposed it for what it was, and your video clips are very useful for us as we argue in courts of law. You guys are wonderful. You are good people. No wonder you are called the fourth estate. I don't know where we would go in this country without you. We would have so much impunity. We would go back to dictatorship without the media. I want to encourage you to continue to be the watchdog on behalf of the people of Kenya, to protect the Constitution with zeal, to uphold the rule of law, and to call out impunity and corruption. And I want to say, after this impeachment, I want the members of Parliament now to focus on the corruption scandals around our country. The Adani scandal, the issues in public health sector, the glaring theft of public resources. That is what Parliament should consider and take time. And that is what the people of Kenya want. And I really want to thank the media for being a very responsible watchdog on behalf of the people of Kenya. Please continue writing. Where Rigathi Gachagua has gone wrong, please write. But always accord me the right of reply. Don't condemn me unheard. And I want to thank you tonight, because you have really written accusations against me. But I am also to blame because I never called you, isn't it? Now that I have called you, I want you to request you. Every accusation, put my answer. Is that not fair? Let the people of Kenya judge. You want to ask questions? Yes. But not outside this. Okay.
Your Excellency, thank you. We appreciate you hosting us here. You have said a lot in the last more than nearly 2 hours, so I'll be very brief in relation to what you said. My colleague Sam Gituk hosted you here on the 20th of September, and you said a motion of such magnitude cannot head to Parliament without the sanctioning of the party at the parliamentary group level and without the go-ahead or the green lighting by the president. Has President William Ruto in effect sanctioned that motion now that it's in parliament?
Ndizi TV, Obwansu, Gusii.
Mono mwanchi umurigere bonana ndekera kuri kwegena waitu na kwabere gukwego kubwate mirobere yonsi anene enkwana yayo mukonyi bo murayi benseri gadiga shawa korwase Chinsa mochi yakare ni memu cyo Nairobi kerobono lingana yoseri berera ryo kumurusia bisi arigenderete kubwate minsi ya Kenya kerono nyana bakageri wikirana bosio bwe bunke abori tukoria ankyo eryo kwegerera bosio bo muswada bwo kumurusia bisi
nigo akwaniranga Chinsa ibiranya leko bakubwatuke ngwana ya bene Everlyne ise ko ligere ya chinga kwanya ko ba gogotegerera ingwana hiyo niganyale kobaga kwena na amachibu ucyase amamochori yakagire kobaga kubwatani wanaro ase umoswada umugima bwo kumurusia ase ekerogo kyaye niganyale kobaga kwegerera kigima nagotabanga osi pia mocha yenyale kobaga kubekerwa yango bwatekana na kerokende balia batabwate okugania okuyago chia ase ali enchirende niganyale kobaga kwerusana na kigima amona mamocho ayo gati yabo ase obukurumi abayigo ayande aya aringite anene ya mataya
mono berega kwegerera igoro ya amangana gose eniberi yabwate obunchureria boria gokora aende ntate bagari buna abakenya bayinyore buna nigari nko munchureria ataraso asamangana ge siasa atarabo mwana siasa na igona bwate nibo asengane yabekerere buna no obera ko wawesana no boyibi goso bokurumi bwechibesa che serikali inengana berega kwerusana nikima na mutababuna nabwate nibo yaye kolengana no bunchurero bwabereka gokora nabayigo iniberi kerokenda tikerete na mumro mwabo late na kerokendo berega kwegerera umuroberio bwo murugyo ye Pastor Dorcas Gashawa asabatababuna no muroberio anene bwo kwegerera umwana omumura atayirege tubwati
wa matabanda
bese nebo kora wesera
igoro ya kirokendenga umwana oye kithi nanya tokoba kwegwa libaga liya kwegwa obonyakonda ane namone kyombekeria gia kemsa ni gogasha wanyalekoba gago tukutera engane ya arekegima satebetenga mbuna company ndeyonsi nigo boigo e company yekoragwa muno mwana oyanyaleta koba gegwa apply nyare kobe kwanyora libaga lya bene ase kyombekio gya kemsa kolende nigo yanyaleta koba gego siekora iskas kali bagoteba etanyaleta koba gego ikirania amagani hayo aganeirie amone kyombe ekyo gya kemsa ngapya ndamange Everlyne igoro ya enibel yabwate nigatebire nigo aro monchoria abwate amagacho ayagenda tukoba komwa engeri yaye ya kirali tuko nomole miare anyaleko bakwaneke oburemi bw'ekyombe chimboli amona yanda mange abo yokwenekia buna nigo anyaleko bakobeko mukya kigima anene chinga kichiria atarenge isko ya obokoreri bwa serikali nyorabo Everlyne nigo gashagwatebirenga enibeye niganyaleko bakonyora enyinge chinga kiataranyara koba omokonyi bumurai bwense ninki akobonigwa
aine mono nigaberega gotababuna abakenya nabo babachorete niga abakenya nabo bwateribaga aliyoko teba gusenkoru arabisi gose nagendere gutigara obokoreri abine gati yari aberega kwegerera korende amangiri twyange rachwikira nate babuna ankyo noare asebunge mapema sana abega kwerera ekerobono muswado yorachie ko bogo kwaniro mona abachumbe bachigwaka ekura nabayigo muswado yoskiwa bose cyase bunke yes senate okorera sengwa na yegashawa nabagakuru kubori bocyase abachumbe akwene kiyabuna cinga kibagenderete no muswado yegabwo kumurusia bisi baine kibuna babere bagwekiranye bokorere bwa basenchire bwerete anene yoko kwene kiyabuna obukurumi bwa iri mense ya Kenya amagendera abere akorekana 790
Ndibona sana nageko gere marako baya bono mwancho muri gere me manye Jumatatu Chinsa Isato chebono botuko koboli ali boliri nene marako baya bono ine enkwana eyo yaye omokonyi bumurai bwense Rigathi Gachagua nenyare kobage gochencha na gonchoreria kerokende ebirengererio by'ababunge na gwaka ekura yokoneke nyale kobaga gotigara obisiri bolire neringa ine enkwana yenyale kobaga kubwatoka omokonyi bumurai bwense Rigathi Gachagua neonchorerie ebirengererio bya abachumbe litukolyangyo rinde banyale koba bagokania amaberera na gwaka ekura ya ogotigara abisi kwa Rigathi Gachagua sange kerengeri kyaga monaitwe gwetera namba ya SMS yegene tokabage gweta asset biyago
abai gospel bogere totere asise mochia emetanda iseme ya Facebook Ndizi TV News Digital na bogo sange kerengeri kyago gagu asise mo ya Facebook Ndizi TV News na bogo sanga amonaitwe erio tomanye kerengeri kyago ngere kige kubwatkana anenkwana yayo mukonyi bumurai bwense na baigomoroberio aboko mwaka isiko buna mono erobeirie na bachumbe korwase ebunke enene mwanchi umurire litogo tigana nayo ne chingatia bene togo kwarigania imeye manye Jumatatu Chinsa Isato ero tukumanye nara yatwa kwariganiria aseri tkoria rero korwasisemo aone na se orogongo rwa Gusii aseri tanganike gima togo kwarigani tonyorega tia to kwariganirite asenchira ere yobenge.
We've discussed issues around the practice of human dignity in our society. Things which have undermined dignity in this community have been raised, including the practice of female genital mutilation.
Akoroboti gochiase chiabisi chomogambi chinga kebikoro byokonengeto kunererwa na bwigo chisegi chegenga chanyere ko bachikoneke wase chinga abamenyi be county ya Kisii basemiwe.
So tumehimiza watu wawe wakiattend public participation forums ama wawe wakiattend mikutano yetu ya budget tracking so that vitu zitendeke kwa community, then baadaye waanze kuulizia mbona ili fanyika na hatukuuzishwa ama hatukuambiwa.
Ekiombegya IPEC wesokera gosemya bamenye kurwase county ya Kisii goro yobyebu wesokera kubwato kebirengerero byabo chinga ke serikali gento kabego ikiranicira cha magendero.
Ona na intu to kasabo mugabana tigo to busu kwese county. Koranje abantu bali bayisidi basukigo bona lindo orabali no musahara kurumo tienyu 10 bona twaikire umutienyu 10 bona ngirende baminda na utaka barara mabera baka mutako tanyeri ngaki barara mabera
Umuseneta bwe county ya Nyamira Kongo mugeni ko buri mugabana bwe county ya Mose nyali bakoneke ngonyale ko baga gwikiranicira cha magendero cha sabamenyi be county ya Nyamira. Ayo amanande amango manchumu ligeria to kwaliro nyara ko bogosanga muna intwa senchera yobo ikerunwe marago bayabo na bwetara semitanda ya Facebook na bogo tobwate na Ndizi TV News Digital.
To kwarga ni tobe togo chaka Emanyie Jumatatu Chinsa Isato asobo ikerunwe kara muno to kunyoria buna oria to kwetranera sesemo ya ebimanyerio ngakoro kwa Lydia Mose triane Everlyne Osero.
Lena ngoro kwa Josephat Amisi saramo manyina to kubatranera wetera aso kwenekia Wanachibi chamunelio kichago chira senchira yobo ikirano.
Tokuya chaka bene kurwase county ya Nyamira wase omoseneta bwe county ya Nyamira Erika Kongo mugeni aganiria bananchi kurwase county yo agusabira serikali ye county ye kura wantu mu governor bwe county yo Amos Kimuminyaribo.
Ukwana alitkolia rero magiga yoko ikirana ase etunduba aliye kutoka nsemo ya ichuni ime ya burabu Iliyokwana na obokonyi bwa amabati iliyokwa gachitundu bali iyo nigo konga nyarekoba gako mubolia nyariba nyarekoba gako kora umurubili ubwango iliyokirania amagani yabamenyi ase county eyo gati ya bogo sira na kwende kinyarekoba gwaka na abo bisa bali bagende tukoba okora emeremo ase sector yobacheno.
Muliketo Paul Kapokara na manke.
Gagu kwana stinsemechi gachi manyekantabuna ichuni burabu chichiko toke meye bunga ya burabu meye county ya Nyamira omoseneta bwe county ya Nyamira Moske Erika Kongo nigagendere ko bahaga kumomochumu governor bwe county ya Nyamira na kumagania ko lemeremo yaye bwe kirano
wona na intu to kasabo mugabana tigo to busu kwese county koranje abantu bali bayisidi basukigoro no na abantu abago tokonye binyora mukuruka community health volunteers. Serikali enene yabatumire kibese cyabe 2500 Nyamira kuri umutienyu 10 bakamana to ikiri umutienyu 10 nali botanya ko bakana Baminto na bota kubarara mabera bakan. Muta ko tanyeri unga ki barara mabera. Muta ko tanyeri barara mabera. Baminto wotena bago chaba uncho konaiga. Bate bana eno rio taita ko igupanado. Bona lindo orabali no musara kurumo tienyu 10. Bona twaikire umutienyu no 10. Bona ngirende baminte.
Okwana boigekere kyo chinga kya bwatuka obokonyi bwa mabati. Uchase tundubali yigaya ichuni burabu ayuhari gweke 30 nigo atebere munanigara kunyara kobaga kohenekia kubakonya bali mikura Chinsa mechiga udenjire ya moyo kwimuka iguru anene ekemelie kiga gechae
ande muroje muri abantu abaya umurero rondoje mwabegete buna naba bekerete basaliria igongo ya gusuka mole igonta gete kobakishanga nimanye to muremi obokongwa bwati nabone bona asinga giyaje temwaroje jaje dereza totata kana ende bono mulemi ache gocha yugwa
ukwana bwegekere kyo okongo nigagendere koba gakoria iranga na chikonyara koba gagotenda bokongo niryogi ryo mwananchi bwe county ya Nyamira chingaki engana yo kuhuganya ku mwaka isiko mokonyi bo murayo munene bwenso musikeri Gashagwa erabikwe asebunga ya Senate.
Mimi wakati nitakuja kuulizwa speaker na nawaomba wananchi mkae kwa TV muone. Mimi nasikiza vile mnasema. Mimi siwezi kupiga kura. Ndio maana nimekuja hapa kuuliza wananchi mnataka namna gani. On Friday nilikuwa katika constituency ya West Mogrango. Kwa sababu mimi nataka nikipiga kura, napiga kura kwa niaba ya wananchi. Na nikija nikishiriki hapa wananipatia mwelekezo. Na mimi masikio yangu nimeweka kwa wananchi. Si nimewasikia vizuri? Na nitapiga kura kulingana na vile nimeambiwa na wananchi wa kaunti ya Nyamira.
Okongo boigo nigagikeiri anene ase chisegi cyanyara ko bachikonekirwa anene asomegereri boho hene bw'amanyabantu asireta murereke baso abagagocero chingaki ari kurwa ekerengere kya Chinsa muchiri cha Bomas igoro yokani ku mwaka isiko mokonyi bo murayi bwenso musikeri Gashagwa
tugiye gutoratebye serikali tigabatige abananchi batuare freedom bose obosibole bwogo koso serikali onye mwato ibeire onye mutete gotourege tikia ndege tigamurara kebasa koreki akuane gosebon ogoita murara kebaso muri gukiri bana inchi yabo gosebon
nigetambo kiro bamenyekora Chinsa mechiga bagokeire na kuria irangamba chikunyara kwa bakomusira seganga endeonsi eyo aratware asobochori bole bosio
yageranto muigwete ntomuroje ande biago koranto biroje nabatutaita gotebanga abantu bunaba igo bali emitase kenga Gusii oyo no yoma ase bali bagokora emireme yeremia amaje twatebe tiguga riri buna gwajete gaiga oroje buna turabagete no ni chibuti oroje chire busa baro oroje mbane kire gitoko ngainu amaramu mbatageti oborie baborie naende baborie onye bakorire kibatagete bakora bakore ntuna yetorochega
aye gore president ya Gusii tokonye tusire toikange ikabangi nange chindaka nange chitundu bali ne chisukuru chito boigo tokonye chitundu bali chito chionsi chikange ekero korire kwanyonye tundu bali bekire stima ngase na tobegete senator biamono
egingo reporter geta seni kya wanjete kya Ndizi TV kurugige iga Chinsa mechiga chechu ni borabu yogotukemeye bunga iga ya borabu meye county ya Nyamira inchego nguru kwa Polycarp okara
Miamano mariketo Polycarp okara se oroboti ororo kan kurase county ya Nyamira ikina kyabangina abo babete bagusaganwa na gusambwa sentira yogo ichania asobokagerwa koba abarogi tariki 15 na ibere cy'ubutinyi 10 umwaka bwe 2024 asense mo ya marani me county ya Kisii nigo kigendera tabonogo tegererwa asekigambiro ya Kisii
aseritkoria rero nigo abasaidi babiri banyara ko babagwikirana bose ubwekigambere kyo nakorwa oborori bwabo kubwatekana ria nyarete kobaga korekana asekegene tekoba ekinekegene tekoba gikoragwa nero munachi ekina wawerukiare oyotebire abo bategarete batatu boigo nigo barachiko bakwewa libagaria bene barwe oborori bwabo herio ekinekyo kenyare kobaga kona chwa senchera yobokera nga gutomanya muri keto milete momanya.
So I tried to resist, nijaribu sana ndio kabisa nikaona
aigana se ikigambiro gya Kisii ase kirero kya Lydia ndakabwa tainse enga kikirori baringe kurwa amarorabo ayo baenegetie enga kiabangina bane baitetwe na gusambwa gwikago kwa kurwa ase nsemo ya marani asikiria buna nigo bakageire koba abarogi ase umwaka bw'ekiribu 2022 chitariki 12 omotienyi oikomi kirori batatabwo Tomo Nkware Christopher Mayaka amona Peter Onkware bari abana banyagusira abo bane ase abangina abo barenge Agnes Ototo Sigara Onkware Sindege Mayaka amona Jemi Mamironga nigo bairera alia akorekanegete tukelio bosyobe kigambero omurobeleyo oragwa no mu magistrate wa Weru Kialie.
Hao vijana wenye unasema walikuwa ni kama wangapi?
Hao vijana walikuwa 11. Nikaona tu wakianza kumstrip wakatea nguo zote kapaki uchi. Nikaona nani akimwambukia kimpiga. So my mother died after. So after which wakati wamempiga chembe amekufa.
Sasa nani anapiga yeye njembe?
Songo. So from there they mwili libebwa tu when drag mpaka place called Nyagoni. Wakamchukua wakasema wanaenda kumchomea mahali wamechomea wengine. Songo ndiye alipiga yeye. Songo naro mwanzo kugonga.
Aba wakili ntenenera bekinekyo nigo batebire ekinekyo nkere angekoera nase batebire mbachikoene kiabanabo banyorire oboene bwabo ase bono kirori bande batatu batigarete gochakuro obosaiti bwabo ilio ekinekyo gochikoera.
Today we are almost completing the prosecution case. The commission is interested in seeing that the victims' interests in this case are protected, and that also we use it as a precedent that this witch hunting is something that absolutely must stop. Witness protection agency has done a very good job in this case. And we cooperated with them, and we saw they all give testimony, each according to their experience.
Tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, so we expect the investigation officer in the matter to testify. We also expect the pathologist who did the postmortems on the deceased persons, and also one of the assistant chiefs who happened to be at the scene of the crime at that particular time. So those are the three witnesses we expect over the next 3 days. So the reason why this matter took long was that because the judicial officer who entertained this matter initially was transferred. So of course, as the procedure will demand, the matter had to start de novo. And so we had to start the matter fresh, despite other witnesses who had testified. And that is why the matter took long. But
bono nigo birori batatu banyariko bakwena na obosaiti bwabo ase ikigambiro gya Kisii ase kesi kikeirire emyaka 3 gitanya konyora amachibu gwikira bono iga ase abangina bane banyarito ko bagusambwa gwikago kwa ase kelibuna nigo bakageretu ko ba abarogi kuripoteria egetaseni kya Ndizi TV elitaliane Mildred Emanyie.
Miamano meriketo Mildred Emanyie se orobotyo rwekyombe kya IPEC International Kenya nigo kagenderete kwena na amaigerio igoro byo bugusangirire birengerero kurwase abananchi anene ase amagendero yengencho yobwente gokoreka na gusekwe wali bagari tangani ase ebinyoro ao
asiritkoria lero nigo ekyombe kyoko batara mune serikali ya county ya Kisii banyarako bakwena no bosemia ase batabire ngo buyambororo boko bwatikana ne chingaki abamenye na buiga bakenya bagwesokia elio kubwatoka ebirengerero byabo byanyarako babiko bwatani gwa bene asa magendero yobotenenelibwa serikali aya niga goikira na chingaki ekyombekyo kendeta ko bage gosangereria ebirengerero higoro yobokoreri bwa serikali ye county ya Kisii na gutomanya dipa nasanya
onye kendo kyabo sigisa for example watebe temba tegrasi ya ICP IPEC nebuga tukuruma ebangenga ama ene mune county government ya tatu kurumusigisa baruchibe yasa chigrasi ya ICP mba koletabo
aba bwatani ao bakurawa ne kyombe kya IPEC Kenya
nigo bakora egeikaro giokoena na maigirio iguru yobuya bweso kiana gusanga ebirengererio ilio konyora magenderero ayu agwenerete.
Leo tumekuwa na washikadau ambao wanafanya kazi kwa community, ambao karibu na community specifically hapa Nubia, sababu kuna project ambao tunaifanya. So tumehimiza watu wawe wakiattend public participation forums ama wawe wakiattend mikutano yetu ya budget tracking, so that vitu zitendeke kwa community, then baadaye waanze kuulizia mbona ili fanyika na hatukuuzishwa ama hatukuambiwa.
Nerekerenge kenda twale koteje abantu baminto inga ekere bakorangiri gocharie semero yoko singa public participation batoko egere barua maoni yabo ngakibatagete kibesa nase bagenderoki batagete kibesa cyabo kitumeke mbako berari ese chinka nekera abantu abe account bago chari nkamashinani batoka ngabantu bali abanyana emerobiriye yego chikokonya usama gendera yago chikokonya ngocha bali bakwana nga aige kenyoro gosine kenyoro kyanu bya stwarenge umuchando ito na machi umuchando ito ne para umuchando ito ne sukuru.
Kiro Mukenya nare no bosibole bwogusanga ibirengererio ilio anyare kobaga kwenyorera oboene anene kurwase obokoreri bwe serikali.
Tumepata mafunzo mengi na tumejua kwamba jukumu letu kama wananchi ni nini. Kwanza kuonyesha utu katika uongozi, kuonyesha utu katika uwajibikaji, na vile vile jukumu letu kama wananchi. Kuna jambo ambalo tunaambiwa inatakikana serikali inakuja kuchukua maoni ya wananchi katika kufanya maendeleo. Maoni yenu ndio inatakikana kuleta maendeleo. Maoni yenu ndio, matatizo yenu ndio inatatuliwa. Kwa hivyo msipofika katika hizo mikutano, baadaye mtakuja kulalamika kwamba wote tulikuwa tunataka hivi lakini hatukufanywa hivyo.
Nonya nabo ababwatani kurwa ase serikali anenebe county ngo baboliwe goikera umwananchi kawaida nabo igongo ikirania amagani abo.
Naba be county akera bagocha kuria maoni. Mbago chese chi hotel. Tiga bagenda nkari ese bitacho. Bagenda nkari ese meteimi. Bacha nkari chitundu bali. Bacha nkari ese bikanisa biribiyanka. Biribigo ore meteimi. Banyumirana n'abananchi asebale. Ase njore tegento na osembo songa gwakereta. Teba so bagakunyara konyara transport barachire busonga. Kero sokora tegenta ali esabantu abanyene barenkaria. Mbai chichoro barua maoni yao batebe ngai kumuchando to bwatse kinori biyeito noyo.
Inatakikana serikali ije uchukue maoni ya watu ili watu wachangie katika kustawisha nchi. Serikali vile vile kwa upande mwingine yale maoni ambao wananchi watatoa ndio mujaribu kuyatekeleza. Sio wananchi wanasema hivi alafu ninyi mnafanya mengine. Hiyo itakuwa tena ni kinyume na katiba.
Gusangana babisa ba public participation kurwase county ya Kisii nikobono baboliria abananchi kobano bosibole wo wesokya na kobolia amagenderero kurwase serikali.
We are also as citizens, we have a responsibility to ask government any question on all the projects that are being undertaken in our areas of jurisdiction. In many occasions, we see projects coming up, we see a borehole being sunk, a road being done. Nobody bothers to ask who is doing this, when are you starting, when are you supposed to finish, what are we expecting as a community.
Yiko ripoteli kitasenikia unambeya mokia Ndizi TV korunubia egotoke meye county ya Kisii litera na enkoro kwa dipon asanya Togoska motweni gobono ekiombe gya kreko kubwatana mone byombe binde bitali bya serikali byanyale kwa babigwaka ekambi imeye county ya Kisii asenjera eyemo yogo segeta abamenyi banyara ko bagweso kena gwaka oroboti chingaki ebikorwa bya okonenge twa na boigo ogokururwa bigendera tako bikwene kiwasise binyoro imeye county ya Kisii
eni ago cha chingaki ya makungu yoko nengetwa na boigo okunererwa kwa bantu ya kwa berego kwene kiwasisemo chinsemo imeye rogongorwa Gusii na monokoroka na bantu abanke nigo bago kiraya berera abanke babo kwimukiye bitamukiro bitabwenerati nabona nigese getegenderete kurwe wo cyasa bantu abo kwene ke unangwe soke bare na wakachiro bote ro konyora obokonyi bwabene una tukumanyigo no muri keto Kamilas ongeta
Ritsuko ria rero ikiombe getari gya serikali gya kireko Kenya nigo bomerana n'ababwatani ao asogosanga amaegerio igoro yobone bamanyabantu asekerenga gya utu mtani kokwana no director w'ikiombe kyo Joshua Changuonya nigo akorera yiga
we've come here to Kisii County to have a stakeholders engagement forum where we've met the people who have been mobilized by the Raise the Village Initiative, the CPO, based here in Kisii County, the county government of Kisii, the National Police Service, and the human rights defenders from the Kisii community. We've discussed issues around the practice of human dignity in our society. Things which have undermined dignity in this community have been raised, including the practice of female genital mutilation, issues around poverty, issues around negligence of the needs of the people, and is based on the deconstruction on how the Kisii society used to live, where there was a lot of respect among the people.
We are gathered here today for a very fruitful discussion where we were discussing matters utu.
Chinga kiechio ni gare reganga yabo na kwene kiabuna mbachiko bwatra namo na babwatani au amone serikali ye county ya Kisii.
The community is so determined to fight against these problems. Eco Kenya is planning to partner with the Raise Initiative Village, the Raise Village Initiative and the county government of Kisii to ensure that we have programs. We are so keen to work with the county government to ensure that they have a policy that guides this so that the people can see the value of even allocating more resources to civic engagement programs during public participation.
Nonye nabo ni galira yogo chiago sire byombe biri bikogerera obayene bwemanya bantu.
We are going also to look into the supporting of many community-based organizations here to ensure that girls and boys are mobilized to understand and have proper knowledge that the practice of harmful practices such as FGM is not good for their lives, so that we can have a society that live in dignity.
Komenta na yo omo director of civic education and public participation in county ya Kisii Hilary Matundura ni gago keromoro bilio yo na kwene kiago chia kugendelia kubwatana nebyombe byo.
I want to take this opportunity on behalf of the county government of Kisii and specifically the Directorate of Civic Education and Public Participation to thank Greco in collaboration with our Year Trust and our very own Raise the Village Initiative, our local non-state actor based here in Kisii County, for partnering and collaborating with us as the county government of Kisii. And the promise is huge that we will partner and collaborate more in future in other engagements, including mounting legal and policy frameworks to help us implement programs and interventions that help support humanity and enhance the quality of life for our people and our community at large.
Ginko ripoti regeta seni kiao na mbele ya mokia Ndizi TV, nchenkoro kwa Kamilas Ongeta.
Niyemono murikito Kamila Songeta ase oroboti ororeka n'umwancu murigera sengencho yebiro na mangetu akwariga nitekorwa Emanyie Jumatatu akorenda sengencho yebiro tigatumwariga ni Victor Sultan na centre abene imeye studio itase tkorero atumanyake igonara yaga korekanira sense moye chigosori eri tobe togosieka Emanyie Jumatatu. Victor, karibu sana. Pero wasoire studio yaito.
Ekero exists chikorokana nchiro tokora rang kitogo balance
akiwete liberera rirega
liberera lira neri kimo korusi neri keko buerira Karen go the president akiri anyway korwa sense mo yechigosori umoncho buligeria ewiki tarimanga haringe asense mo inyoranga elige ya Kenya Premier League ingo ere asumutumuko sebono korende chiligi una cha National Super League ne chirinde chiligi chinde chinke ingo chigendrete Chinsa mo au korende korwa sense media ya National Super League chigosori ni wachene gwe biti au korwa se nsemo timu ya Fortune Sacco ikabali gania timu ya KFC ikanyara kwa chigoli Isato aseyemo timu ya Kibera wakagosoria ne timu ya Vihiga United warasoka makali yobotobekana goli nde MCF wakagosoria na Mombasa Stars waigo MCF ikabaka Mombasa Stars chigoli bere ase rigena GSagero timu ya Darajani Gogo ni gogo ya gosoritine timu ya Samwest iyo ni timu engene kegima ase Nigeria ya National Super League Amisi nigo yagetwe kigolibe ase eyemo arayo agendete kurwase ensemeria ya National Super League kurende gutigana na iyo mwancho murigeria ya National Super League kurwase kigosori nchigendete asense ya Tanzania kya chaka usikia chake tebeni kendi timu ya Kenya negati timu kigosori ase kigosori cha Afcon under 20 sababu kusolia balinse miaka emerongevere na Rising Stars nigo bachagete gosori ye kendi ya century ya kigma asoko baka timu ya Tanzania kigolibere ase ayemo kwenye tuabiri na matumaini ngantu buya gosori ye kigolibere aseboza kurende Tanzania ikapata nafasi kabeke goli yawe yabene tigaturigeria gosori hiyo kuna yarengi.
Anthony Remi Mpemba yupo kwenye majukumu ya kuhakikisha safu yake ya ulinzi inakuwa vizuri. Vele Mopondo yuko pale, Valentino Mashaka Kusengama yuko pale, Lamek Elias Lawi yuko pale. Wachezaji watatu wanacheza ligi kuu NBC katika ukuta wa wachezaji wale wanne. Hapo namzungumzia Kusengama, namzungumzia Lamek Elias Lawi, moja na Shehani Ibrahim Amisi. Nyuma ya mpira aliyeponi Kelvin Wangaya. Mpira umefika kwa Saidi Naushad Saidi, nyota Kagera Sugar, zamani Kambiaso. Rahimu Shomari alipokea vizuri lakini ametegeana, mpira ni mali ya Rising Stars.
Victor, to gendrango gutumanya na raia yarase chigosori.
Tari mande mo nonga gitina rai na bwate kurwa sense mo ye chigosori. Ko ni mai tamisi ngumuri arenga kiri EPL. Ko weekend ga alikuja kumakiranga Victor Maniungo chezere. Yamukanya ya sengenjo ni manyete ebitombero meto kwa void. Yes. Bikoro ku pressure na tension. Orongaranga de ko attention korende chigosori awo gonchene kurwa se ligi ya EPL. Anene as siku ya Jumapili timu ya Brighton nigo ya baligana timu ya Tottenham na kubaka chigolibe Isato Severe timu ya Aston Villa Amisi na
Man United.
Alright.
Naraganya tate haibunaki.
Nigo bagatenga batiringi to nyanzi bacha na majibu ande ende mbachi tekane point ya meyemo timu ya Arsenal Kausori etikuri Jumamosi ekayaka timu ya Southampton chigoli sato asayemo. Chelsea Everlyne Osero nigo yagosoletie ne timu ya Nottingham Forest mbali tofauti mono na mabiri asengencho na wabarabu bachi eteka nego point ya meyemo kwene golia ya mone timu hiyo ya
na go Chelsea rende mbabe gete goli kubwa mani yuta
ketawe gete golia
ase kemina nekyo bado maite you used to gotebanga bado game ni changa timaiti rero iga bado naki game nendere
Amisi
chakire gokonga ya somo yini
urabatangi to abafans wa Man United boy gotora ama shabiki
Ashabana right
gotebanga Shabana ni moja duniani
alright Manchester United ni moja
abo kwegerera iko
amata bange baligeretinga Manchester United yali kubuli tukuligara mbara bale gotanga yabona okora nonye mo manager yo na kero kende bali bagusira obuterindi bwe timu eyo bakero na barabo ekura yo gotaba no kwegena yakogera mapema mbya oyo kero kende ora nyare ko bako ni timu eyo nyara
who will go first
Gashagwa alright
tarore nkwana ya Gashagwa Josephat Amisi na niga kagerwo chikorokana Gusii niga chikorokana se bungo ene kibenenga no akarase bunge litkolyankyo nkwa bole liboyo nga ine mwancho muligera nakagerete ko se nkwana yayo mugoroborero ne komokonya ayirengereria
bia nene biringa kubwatukana kero kende naligeretie nkwana nya tuko bakubwatukali tukoli igoro ikero arenge ase bado ase omorobori bo sasima andu ise kuligere boigo emudi arenga siri tukoli rero igo chire ibere tabauti sana itukori goro nigo eke tiki matima ito sena sengi chalenga se matabau urenda siri tukolero tabu atara kende yonsi niganyara kobaga kwerera eyemo aseyemo kera limo choliria libekire bosio bwaye litukori yankyo nyara kobaga kwereneria amaborio ayo nagoteba tabu atikemo akende kurende Everlyne igateba nga niga guchikobaga kurwa nese gieye kwikomwale ngane ina kimetio kurana kwa ese
Tega shawatebere n'umuntu ubuye kena truthful man.
Yes.
Wikagendere gutinira asekene. Igobono akorengana na okwegerera berega kwegerera kubatikana mu cyarambwate andi tukagerita ayana ama gusema chibwa yaberega kwaba Kenya narabucha kwena nabwo ankyo akorengana na namaburi arabega kurwa kurwaria se ebunke. Bono kurawekera bori narito kumanya babunke naki bakwirerengane kugeranga kete after korire kwirenda mochiwa mu cyarega obeirega kwegerera. I think obo tukimbo bwente gokorwa kumanya naki nekene bunatweria maria ya mumuromo abo mutigerete nekene
Victor, was it necessary ingwana ya imara goba bono gakoranga gwatika koba gogoteba ekene kiamangana abange kero kendi go barigeti nande babuga to gosemberenga na kwa na mangana leta bauti kigima na yanyara koba kwerera litukori ya rero bono tigangira ne libori gucha sore. Was it necessary omokonyo mara ibwense gotenena na go address a nation ase anyare koba kwegerera
last kicks of a dying horse that in another language I believe this is a political move.
Yes.
In Kenyan politics, politics is a dirty game. No ya valinyo tebanga obo tukimbo wente okorwa ase amachiwa ya rule totebenga ene kene na yekene after obo tukibwa akolidwe na tanyoranga ama ene kitagwa tema mocho. This is a political move, a politically induced move when the achieve a political ambition. Bono onye aringi na above what they go kotumia mamocha politically, they will just use numbers kumurusia bisi. You go honest ya tinga ireti usenichi komo konya go tigarabisi.
All right.
Onye olio amume kumurusia ogu amuire kabisa. He will just go home because this is a political move. And then have a song about politics is a dirty game.
All right.
Simaiti wana kuna mogaka moya chataka zenga siasa mbaya maisha
mabaya.
Go into aba ina inchi ni tutogotigara tole no kumia asengenjo ya siasa chichimbe asengenjo you see no yenere no mwenye natebanga. This is a deflection from the main issues. They are dirty deals the chief wa Amisi na lengo morere moisonde ngabwate angene nyagitari ngachi kwakiro munyagitari ona ndenga yayo niga biro karagasi oje ne jibesa cash
no chera ne runeke obgeriasha.
Oh no, this is just a deflection from the real things to affect you mwana inchi asenga nchondo ta medication we need things here and there, but now siasa mbaya maisha mbaya mwana inchi umie arabanya gwechiesa ibarali akonyakana nebyo.
Everlyne oroche inche naranga ne kiorokererie kia kirokende abaraibande abari ase ebirogo na sobora ibabwena tako bakwegia yakogerere ase Chinsa kirenya ko bagukwana manechi nyumba choboraria niga ekorera a life audit yayo monyene. Don't you think also no mubweka no muyege kogerera tebanga yaye chimogotebanga chimilioni chimibere echinigonga gacheta magacha konga ase 2 million mogoteba usen 2 billion ngwetera ase obole mibwane. Don't you think ngano mubweka no muyege rokende gukiasa barayibana barabanyara ko bagweso kibateba sobere barusetieni beyo.
Togenda bizira bonanchirane ndebekine kiorokerera kirekia ayakwera baraya bagoswe serikali twabere tokwegubuna abagoswa abaibenibo ntunto manyeti maitendo abananchi bakawaide gasi yeto no kuboka atotebe torgereri naki umurayo yo uyo ntoroche na baraleta maunchirero tikatumubekire kureyega alete amaunchirenere byekera baraya baiga bagoswa serikali first bamanyekana n'ikigeri bagokora nakibabwate niboe ngana narikero kende chintamero chitache buna nyare basweto bisi ay mari abwate boniga ngorwase nibo ya serikali
Victor agoboli tu asengane yo timanyete because injanara aligereire especially ekeraba waziri bakulinkoli umuntu tunabagotebanga ubuli unga you are worth how much
10 billion
umuntu otebanga 800 million ande muntu ta iboli rinde ndi kuboli kwa zaidi helio pono does it meaning labda biombe mbio bia serikali bigotuka na kwene kingo muntu yake na kwana na kigeko gera nanya kwa iboli iri follow up question nga ya nga yuko ya ruso mutaga no bonchori bwana no bolemi batigera igo
Galete Amisi toise ko iraigo every time toko appoint new CSS ngango kora torichi audit. It will also take taxpayers' money to do this audit. So I think for the size of appointments, it is okay that way. Lakini asoko tebanga wanasiasa na warube so kiba korere a live audit. Na bongo changa ini. We are also not very sure. Because gasha wane kena ode go sino Maria. Egere anyo salvation go say maybe mercy from the mwananchi.
Alright, ebunge enene tikolia ngomwanchumo ligerelia maisonsi ni gwara chikobaga koligelia roli kwenekia ngana rayera nyare kobaga kubwati nyoranga ebunge ekairege tambukero yokobeka muswada abakenya bakabwato kebirengerero byabo abono byonsi asobomo nigo birachikoba bigukani wase bunge enene nyora Victor na Everlyne ebunge enene teri kerokende ekoti lirachikoba gekoruli era no kwaka tu ekura weti muswada oseko yogweria igeseko yoetia anene nechikoba gekurikera osekwena na machibwa yigo chia sebunge ye senate nyare koba gekurigiri go koroka kwa Gachagua Everlyne angyo na kweresa mange takomokonya nane taguchenji birengere binde byose bya babunge gekogera okwegerera kwayo konene nikora chikoba gokuganigwa kigakyara nyare koba wikena gusyo gwe senate
nyina bokolengana ne otabiringa babunge mba kunyara kuamua na umukonyi bumure bw'inso akiretu chikura n'aba Kenya chimilioni 5 hivi ngo jimurusi obisi go ebirengera bibya una namuranga okorwa na kulia teba ko ikomwelio ngo ikase bigambero ebyo bya the third arm of government.
All right, wetania abanachi ebina na bad bagna baloya emerongevere beariganiri bene bakora wa monere Paul Mwite inde bachikoba bakumwakilisha mukonyi bumura bw'inso toboli mwancho muri birengera byabo temaite gose baroro bakire ko bakubi bwatoka Victor gutera SMS
SMSemo ya SMS ara batabanga halo Ndizi ni kefa batirisi korua obogesaka watching na Ocharo Yusuf Osero Sukuru Aaron Ogari abegeta bange sana then nara korokunga Gachagua akopoa akienda home pia huyo Ruto aende nyumbani.
Alright, na ile wakatanga kufa dereva kuva makanga.
Talia ya nenda ngirija.
Everlyne kwetera semitandao labda ondera haro nyare ko bagoto ikera na kubatuka birengero bya.
Asensemo ya Facebook Samuel Atunga korwa bogi chora sironga goteba nagedrete gutorigereria Jeria Kirbo korochisemo cha manama Barin Kingdom all the way to my home Kisii Adolin kemto mwenka nankoko kiwande sana sinchira mogotoretera mayanku baganira barareba Everlyne na Miss Victor wotkobuya na abarigerera Bonsi Dolin wotkobuya naye Lamek Musani agoteba Lamek ujumbe yao naye roregagu korende nabogo to gotorikera namba yao so totumere namba yao wetera se namba yaito ya Ndizi TV gosina bogo tutarira se chia bisi chaito radio togo konye to arodre kogania kwao presenter Marcela agoteba hello Amisi Everlyne Sultan following you live from Kisii County keep informing educating and entertaining the society. I love your vibe my people. Good night to you all and Ndizi fraternity bia mono Marcela omosori bwege susu agoteba watching live
na akorogora Victor na kiwasa kama na boka bwa experience sali Vegas. Alright, tumanchomo ligiria tikatoka kirenga mbia na soko ne kanya kwa kusanga mona incho kurwa kete wikira chinga kechi anene Emanyie Jumatatu chinga kitonyera kwa watu kwa ne kana ntonyera kwa watu koletera nganyara kwa baga gwateka kuro chinsemo kubatera na amana bali kwita mangana maya.
Nyoro mnasimiro brilliance ya Ndizi TV na botonyora sesemo ya Facebook wetra Ndizi TV News Digital.
www.ndizitv.net nsemo ya website uko ya soma na kwa ligeria Chinsa mirongeza na kile iki.
Wetera sensemo ya YouTube Ndizi TV News mwanchumo ligeria nsemo ya kabiri nyara kwa kwaneki ya chibi cha manelo cha guchira senchire bwikirano ligakoro kwa Sara Momanyi hili anagoro kwa Josephat Amisi
Retrene Everlyne Osero Lydia Musinere twabwatrana sensemo y'ebimanyerero
kwere ngambye mono asoko ira Chinsa chao koyo ya Lydia yaiga asangirirwa n'abaliki baito kurwa Chinsemu au tukulia lero falsafa ya leo inatoka kwa Gashagwa mwenyewe kwamba pigana mpaka dakika ya mwisho.
Alright.
Una matambi
ipo siku
tuzidishania.